I drove through a deserted, unfamiliar landscape with my car. I'm sure it's a familiar situation to plenty of you. It was late in the night, it was total dark, and I was thinking how more comfortable would I feel if I could see better, if I could see in the dark. But the human eye is not capable for this. It's simply not designed to do so, or at least by default. We, with our senses, recognize the world around us. We see, we hear, we touch, we taste, we smell. Did I miss something? These are the information that we can send to our brains. And the brain then interprets these, decodes these, and makes information about these senses. And we know the world around us only to the extent that our senses are reliable. And I have to tell you that they are not very reliable at all. They are deceivable. I don't know whether you know the story of Esau and Jacob from a very old book. I'm talking about the Bible. If anyone wouldn't know it, I give you a short summary. Esau and Jacob were twin brothers, but Esau was the firstborn, so he was entitled to the whole inheritance and the blessing of their fathers. One day, Jacob cooked a delicious lentil soup, and Esau, who came back from hunting, was so desperate for that food that he traded his whole inheritance for a bowl of lentils. But still, Jacob had to obtain their father's blessing as well. So when their father, Isaac, was very old and almost totally blind, called Esau to give his blessing, Jacob sneaked in the tent and he stacked animal fur on his arms to be as hairy as Esau. And Isaac didn't recognize the difference between with Esau and Jacob, so Jacob got the blessing of his fathers. And the rest, as they say, is history. And I think this was the first well-documented deepfake story of the human history. And at this point, I can take this off because this was just an element of the show. We talk about deepfakes when we replace the voice or the images of someone to someone else's to achieve a desired effect. We can, in a way, plagiarize a person by swapping the face, by reanimating the face or cloning the voices. And like this, with these ultra-realistic videos, images, or audio materials, people do and say things that they wouldn't do, wouldn't say, and didn't do and didn't say. If we are portraying someone against his own will like this, then we are guilty in spoofing. But this type of deception is not new. It's not came with the digitalization time with humanity. Rather, it's with us from a very long time ago, not just Esau and Jacob. Let me give you some trivial examples. If I dye my hair, is it fake? Even the most important politicians do so sometimes. Or if I wear lipstick or makeup, is it fake? If I am not satisfied with my height and I wear high heel or high platform shoes just to look taller, is it fake? Or if I spray myself some sexy perfume, do I fake someone? I just want to be more adorable or more attractive. And of course, we are deceiving ourselves as well, because we feel more confident and happy. But this is simple so far, because the color of the hair fades away. We wash off the makeup and the perfume. We take off the shoes. But what about plastic surgery? What if I make something bigger or smaller on myself or if I want to reshape my mouth or nose, not to mention other body parts, are these the original me, or it's an alternative me? Is it faking someone, or is it still me? Let's go deeper. I'm sure that plenty of you are using filters. We all do it sometimes. Just because the lights were poor, or we didn't have the desire to smile. But the world is a better place because we can use filter, and on social media we look much more comfortable and happy and more successful. Or here is another example. Lots of people like to sing, but this is a harsh word. Not too many can sing very well. But it's not a problem anymore because we have auto-tune solutions, so we don't have to listen to false crooning in karaoke bars anymore. Is it a problem being deceived? Not necessarily. Are we less as an audience if it's not Tom Cruise who jumps out from a plane, but a stuntsman? Okay, it was a tricky question. We all know that Tom Cruise does it himself. Or is our joy diminished if we know that a body doubler's butt is on a nude scene, not the original actors? I think we all understand and all agree that BP's oil rig doesn't have to explore and sink again at Deepwater Horizon. Just enough if CGI techniques does it for us. Even deepfake technology can be beneficial at plenty of points. For example, those people who lose their voices due to a serious illness, I'm sure they are very grateful and very happy that they can speak on their own voices with their loved ones as a result of technology. And there is nothing wrong in it if Salvador Dali greets the visitors in Salvador Dali Museum and also available for a selfie with them. I'm sure that students listen more to the basic laws of physics if Einstein tells about them, or if they can ask Mr. Stalin about his strategy at Yalta conference. These are beneficial parts of deepfaking. We love to be deceived. We love to be enchanted by a magic show or swept away by an action movie. We like to laugh on memes. In these cases, we are not upset that we encounter with deepfakes. But at other parts and other situations, we are justifiably upset if it is used in an unethical way. Then we can be upset because we don't like propaganda. We don't like scam phone calls. We don't like false fundraising videos. We don't like those pictures that are idolizing the body shape and makes teenagers eating disorders issues. In these cases, we are not happy with deepfakes. It would be nice if we could get a signal, a winking smiley or something, that now we are seeing deepfake and not the original part. Just like the famous Hungarian magician called Rodolfo said, he would say during his tricks that, listen to my, check my hands because I cheat. It would be nice if we could get a sign all the time. There are plenty of people who are working on this type of technical solution, which would tell us that now this is fake, this is real. There are other people who try to teach us what to listen to. They say, pay attention to the position of the hand or the legs. Count the fingers on the picture. Check the uniformity of the background. And, which is the newest, try to pay attention to the liveliness of the eye movements. I'm not very optimistic in this sense. I think we have to let go the technical weaknesses and bugs. These are getting better, and our eyes and ears won't be able to distinguish between the original and the fake. I suggest another approach. I think we should pay close attention to the context. Is the story too nice to be true? Then it's probably Not true. Is it too neat, too rounded? Does it make someone benefit and makes harm someone else? Probably there is not right. I think you need to listen to the consistency of the information, of the data. And also, you have to look for the coherence between the different elements. The coherence, the word as you know it, and the elements you get from these contents. You have to check these three criteria: consistency, coherence, and the context. Now, deepfake can cost you quite a lot, quite a high price. For example, Elon Musk had an interview went viral on YouTube. It was a false interview, I have to say. And in this, the billionaire businessman persuaded the viewers to invest in a specific cryptocurrency. And many of them did. Or a company lost $35 million because the voice of the CEO called a senior employee and said him to transfer this amount of money to a fake bank account. Or the deepfake can interfere in the integrity of an election. Joe Biden, or rather his voice, called voters not to go to the polls, not to get to the elections. If you check the consistency and the coherence with the word as we know it, it doesn't add up. Why would Joe Biden call people not to go to the elections? There is no sense in it. The problem is that we personally don't have to decide whether it is Elon Musk or Joe Biden. We are facing with much more personal, regular problems. We in Hungary face with a scam which is called grandchild scam. In these, elderly people got a call on the voice of their grandchild, and they ask for money, jewelry, to help them out from a threatening situation. Again, if we check these calls with the context, with the coherence, and with the consistency, we are better getting off if we can see that these calls are fake. And one more thing. Give ourselves time. Because the scammers know that in this situation, they urge us to get hasty, quick decisions. And we don't want to decide too quickly. If they urge us to make action as soon as possible, then we are easily going to the scam. So the final advice would be that check these three criteria: the consistency, the coherence, and the context, and take time before making an action or a decision. A bowl of lentils, anyone? Thank you.